What's going on, everybody? We now welcome on a very special guest onto the show. We have with us today San Antonio Spurs guard, former UCCS and CU guard, Derrick White. Derrick, how we doing, man? Thanks for joining the show.
I'm good, man. I'm a big fan of the show. I'm happy to be here.
Hey, I was telling you, the people were asking for you. You were our most highly requested person that we interviewed.
You gotta give the people what they want, huh?
Yeah. We needed this. Need this one.
Every podcast has a guide, so you're gonna be our guy. So like when there's a clip that comes out of you, doing something, we're gonna tweet out and be like, "He's our guy. Big fan of the show. Big fan of the show." But that's good. But no, man, we appreciate you coming on. Obviously, hopefully the off season's going well, but I guess we'll just kind of reflect back on this past season. I know for you, it was a good season, but in terms of how you were playing when you were out there playing, but unfortunately there was some term events with the ankle injury and all that. So kind of just talk about your season from the standpoint of the injury with no fans, that kind of whole thing, and how it was for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy season. I mean, I get this surgery in the off season, so I don't really have an off season. Just rehabbing that off my foot for basically 2 months, and then season starts and I'm out. And then first game, I break my toe. So like, it was just hard to get a rhythm, hard to really figure out my footing and everything. And then I get COVID and a bunch of stuff was going down to the ankle at the end. So, I mean, it was very frustrating. It was tough on me mentally, physically. But I mean, I think I did some good things, but I'm looking forward to next season where I got a whole off season to train and get ready and just have a better season next year.
No, definitely.
For sure. And so most people know about your story and your rise to the NBA. So just tell us a little bit about how you battled adversity and just like combated the naysayers to get to where you are.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically been my whole career. Just people telling me that I'm too small, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I can't do that. So that's just where I'm comfortable. That's where I've excelled in the past. And so from back in high school, back to 7th grade, I've been having that. So just keep believing in myself, keep working, trust the work I put in, and good things been happening for me. So I'm just gonna keep that same energy.
Definitely, that's what's up.
No, 100%. We were just actually talking about this before we got on, but kind of looking back at your career and your numbers and all that, like, you've improved every single year of your basketball career for the last 10 years or so, like just continue to grow and elevate your game. And so for you, kind of what's been your mindset going into each season that's allowed you to continuously see that growth and continuously see yourself improve and build upon your own expectations?
I work hard in the off season, and then I'm just more comfortable. I got a year under my belt, whether it's in high school level or UCCS or even at CU as the year went on. So just another year on my belt, more comfortable, more confident in myself. I know what works, what doesn't work, and I put that work in the off season. And you just gotta just keep getting better. You can't ever get satisfied. And basketball's a humbling game, so you just gotta keep working and never stop.
Yeah. So you're one of few people who have really played at pretty much every level. So you go from high school, then you go to D2, then you go to D1. So what's the biggest adjustment you had to make going into the league?
At every level, the size gets a little bigger, the strength, the speed, everything happens a little faster, stuff like that. So, it was a big transition for me from D2 to D1. I think the first couple of weeks I was struggling, trying to find my footing, trying to find my way. And then, you go to the NBA and it's just a whole 2-step jump from D1. So just figuring out what works, what doesn't work. Everybody's good and you just got to figure it out.
Yeah. So what's the thing that you had to adjust to the most? Is that the size or the speed of the game? Or what was something you were just dang, this is different,
All the above. When you start playing, you start figuring it out. You got to make that adjustment or you're going to get left out. But, the size of people is strong. These are grown men playing now. So you need to get stronger. They know what they're doing. they've been doing it for years. So just trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, the speed, adjustment, everything. The lines further back, there's a lot of adjustments that go from college to the NBA.
No, definitely. TV doesn't do it justice. Doesn't do it justice. But
yeah.
no.
Yeah, people are bigger than you think.
Yeah.
Or smaller than you think. But
viewers
a lot of people are bigger.
On the Spurs, Derrick guards the other teams like best perimeter players. So we're talking dudes like James Harden, like LeBron, Kyrie, just unbelievable basketball players.
Yeah, no, definitely. Guys that we couldn't guard. We'll leave it at that. No, all right, we're going to jump pages a little bit. We're going to get off the basketball for a little bit. So I saw the Rockies hat. We're actually going to the Rockies game after this, post-Rockies game.
Big
yeah.
But you were
Who's
in the celebrity game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw the video of the home run. So we're going to kind of dissect and break down your performance in the game. So what was working for you out there? What wasn't working? How are we feeling about that?
So I came in confident. I telling everybody that would listen that I was gonna hit a home run. So I came in with 1 goal and 1 goal only.
Just to hit a dinger.
Just to go
the first inning, I had like a ground ball hit to me in the outfield, and I threw it in. I air mailed it. I was like, oh no, like that's a rough start. But when I got to the bat, the first at bat, I hit it hard, but I hit on top of it. So I'm like, I gotta do better than that. So when I got that next at bat, I was like, I just gotta get it up in the air.
Yeah.
And when I hit it, I thought it was gone. I started walking, and then I seen Hunter Pence run over there. I'm like, if anybody's gonna rob me, it's probably Hunter Pence in this celebrity game. So I got a little bit nervous, but thankfully it went out. And I mean, it was an unbelievable experience. I had so much fun, met so many new people. It was a blast.
Yeah, that's what's up. And you were MVP, right?
Yep, MVP. I made a game-winning double play.
We're gonna leave that out to the end. We're gonna let you have your moment, and we'll bring that one in. But no, that's cool. Was there anybody in that game that sort of surprised you in terms of just like celebrities or somebody that you did not think was going to be an athlete and came out? You're kind of like, all right.
Quavo was good. I mean, you see Quavo play basketball. He was good. He thought he hit a home run, but it hit the wall.
Warning track, Bauer. Warning track.
Kane Brown, he likes baseball, so he was good. But our team was really good. We killed the other team, so we had a bunch of people that were athletes that knew what they were doing.
No, definitely, man. No, that was fun to watch. I had to ask you about that before I forgot. But I saw the Rockies hat and all that, but that's good.
Oh,
no,
of course, big Rockies fan.
Yeah, obviously, when you break down your career after UCCS, you went to CU, and a lot of people don't talk about your time at CU because a lot of people just think about the whole D2 to the NBA thing, but people forget sometimes that there was that year at CU. So how important was that year for you? Because I know that did a lot for your game and your development in terms of getting you ready for the next level. So just talk a little bit about kind of how important that year at CU was for you.
I mean, it was huge. That's the reason why I made the transfer, was to set me up to play in the NBA. I knew that I had to take that next step, had to challenge myself. And my redshirt year at CU was huge for me, just getting stronger, figuring things out in practice, just working out. So their games was my workout times. I was just working out, playing, doing in the gym all the time. So that really helped me. And then when the season came, I was like, I got 1 year to make a name for myself. So ain't nobody really knew about me until really the end. So I had to just go there and show out and show that I belonged.
Yeah. Was there anywhere else you were looking out of UCCS besides CU?
A couple schools called me, but CU was in the Pac-12, and so it was pretty easy from that point.
Yeah. Were they kind of talking to you during that year to get you to sign there, or was it kind of just once you put your name in the portal? I don't even know if the portal was a thing when you were playing, but
I had asked for my release from UCCS, and then I entered to the transfer portal, and then they recruited me then.
Okay. All right. Right on. Yeah, I wasn't sure how that whole process worked, but that's cool.
Yeah.
So, transitioning, like you make it to the NBA. What was your welcome to the NBA moment? Like you're like, dang, I'm really.
Everybody has one when you make a transition to a new level of basketball.
Yeah, you definitely getting a welcome to the NBA moment, no matter who you are. The first time I really, really played, so I just came back from a broken wrist. And we playing the OKC Thunder, and that's when they had Russ, PG, and Melo. So first of all, I'm a Melo fan.
Yeah.
From growing up in Denver, watching Melo career, like that was crazy just to begin with.
Yep.
And so I was like, I'm on the same court as Melo, so that was like a big thing for me. And then they were doing a pick and roll with Russ and I think Steven Adams, and so my mind was all there, and they do this little back cut lob, and it was rough for me, but that was kind of my welcome to the NBA moment, huh?
Who dunked on you?
And he's trying to expose me like that.
Hey, it's all open here.
Who was it? Josh Eustace got me.
Oh wow, that's a name you don't hear often.
Yeah.
He got me.
Yeah, no. Wow.
It was off of Bob, so I don't really count that, but yeah, he got me.
Oh man, that's funny. I forgot.
It was all like Melo's first thing there.
Yeah.
I got my first bucket that game, so forget about that dunk on.
Yeah. It's in the past. Nobody remembers that now. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's funny, man. I haven't heard that name in forever. But wow. Okay, so kind of one of my last questions getting into it here is when you were at UCCS, obviously you show up on campus day one as a freshman, feel, very under-recruited, underappreciated, that type of thing. Talk about your day in, day out approach. Obviously, you're going to work hard and have a chip on your shoulder, but kind of what was your, one day at a time mentality at UCCS to know that, like, I don't think when you got there, you had the vision that you were going to have the journey that you did, but kind of what was your mentality like there on a daily basis?
Yeah, I remember when I signed there in high school, people were like, "You just gonna go there for 1 year and then transfer D1?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna be there all 4 years. Like, that's what's gonna happen." And then I get to UCCS. I was basically a preferred walk-on, and the plan was to redshirt me. So I was just in practice. Is like these practices are basically my games because I'm not playing this year, and so I was just killing in practice, and I just had that mindset is like, I'm not going to play in games, so I might as well just go out here in the practice. And I was killing. My team was winning a lot. And then like 2 days before our first game, he's like, "We're pulling your red shirt and you're going to start." And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy. Like,
yeah, that's wild.
Am I ready for this, that?" I was like, "I don't know." But I just went in there and like, just do what you were doing in practice, be aggressive, we're just going to give you the ball. And they kind of gave me the keys from that point on, and I just learned on the fly. I led the team in points the first game, and it was just all she wrote from there.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's tough. That's dope. So this is my last question. In the NBA, I feel like there's a lot of guys who, when rookies come in, the vets usually take a guy or two under their wing. So who was a vet that kind of that you really looked up to and helped you out through the process of going into the
NBA? I wouldn't say he took me under my wing, but just to watch Manu day in and day out, that was his last year. And he is basically our best guard that whole year. It was incredible, the things he was doing out there. His Euro step, his footwork, his on defense, how he was keeping people in front. The little advantages he does on the court, just to watch that up close and personal, that was special. Danny Green was there that year, and I was watching him a lot, especially defensively, because he's one of the best shot blocking guards, and that's what I wanted to be. So I was just watching him, how he did things, and just learn from him. And we had a lot of vets. LA took me underneath his wing, especially my second year there when I was really playing. DeMar, Rudy. So that was just a crazy thing, just having all these talented guys that were willing to help me and do whatever I needed from them, they would definitely help. So a special time.
No, definitely. It's crazy here just saying those names, like
right.
Teammates. That's crazy. But
I know, it's crazy. I walk in, my locker was right next to Manu's. I was like, this is crazy. Like,
yeah, no, that's wild.
Like Manu, Tim's always around, and so it's always crazy seeing all these legends, like real legends. Tony was on the team there too. So, I've been blessed to be around a lot of Hall of Famers.
Yeah, no, that is dope. Just you being a part of the Spurs organization, that's a dope fit for sure.
It's crazy.
No, it's
It's
good.
crazy.
Yeah. All right. My last question. So we were watching the draft actually in my basement last week, and they talk a little bit about the guy, Chris Duarte, about how he was 24 years old or whatever, being a 4 or 5 year guy out of school. And the first guy that kind of came to mind in my head was you, being a 4 year guy in school, and then 4 or 5 years, I don't know how many years you were there, and then getting into the draft. How much of would scouts say that your age was a factor? Like I've always wondered that in terms of how much they factor that into their decisions.
I mean, they wouldn't say it. It's not like they were like in the meeting, like, yeah, we like you, but you're just too old. But
yeah.
I think I would have been drafted higher if I was, say, 21, except I was 22, about to turn 23. So, I mean, it is a factor. But if you're talented, they're going to draft you eventually. And, I mean, I might have went maybe 5-10 spots higher if I was younger. But, I mean, I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm blessed to be in the NBA. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's a great thing about the NBA is that, I mean, it doesn't matter how you get there. Once you're there, you got to find a way to stay. So that's just how I took it. And I'm just blessed to be in this situation. I'm trying to make it as long as I can.
No, absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely, man. Well, cool. Derrick, we really appreciate you coming on, man. This was awesome, especially being Colorado guys, big role model or whatever. And so this was really cool to have you on. We'll be following you this year. We will be checking out the Spurs.
We're big tapped in always.
Yeah, we need you to take off this year so we can say that you're our guy. We had you on the show.
No, I got you. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, though. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Y'all my guys.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.